My son was diagnosed a few years ago with an awful condition that destroyed his liver. You wait, unfortunately, for an organ to come along, and one didn't come along. So as a final resort, we were approached to look at a procedure that's both dangerous and comprehensive, very difficult to do, where I would give 60% of my liver to my son in a hope to save his life. Sadly, in a cruel twist of fate, just 3 months later, that new part of the liver, he had 60% of my liver, failed. Things were looking pretty awful. And just with 24 hours left to live, a donor became available. From there, I took it upon myself then to try and get the message out to people across in Somerset. Over the last couple of years, I found myself getting into local colleges, into local universities to speak to students and staff alike, tell them our story, just to try and make people aware.
I'm actually an emergency nurse practitioner, and I work in the minor injuries unit at Bridgewater Hospital. And we cover all of the minor injuries in Somerset, so I could work at any of the minor injuries units. I actually do a lot of volunteer work in my spare time, in my days off, and all of my annual leave has actually been spent down volunteering for the Somerset Emergency Volunteers.
She works a 12 or 14-hour shift as a nurse and then comes here straight afterwards. How she manages on so little sleep, I really do not know, but she's just amazing.
I've also had other volunteering, Taunton Rugby Club. I've done a lot of volunteering over the last few years. The last 2 years I've been helping the under-7s and the under-8s. This year I'm actually taking over the first aid coordinator. They've never had one before. I have saved someone's life on an aeroplane. I volunteered a couple of times on aeroplanes when people have collapsed. One of them actually had a cardiac arrest. And actually they landed the plane while I was still doing cardiac massage in the aisle of the aeroplane. I love people, and therefore, you know, I like to help people in distress, people that need help. It's just that want to help people, and it never goes away.
When it was flooding, we were saving, as a group, we were saving cars from the water. We were helping residents save possessions. When it had flooded, we were there still helping save possessions. We were getting food out to those that were stranded. We were rescuing livestock once the water started receding. We were going in, we were trying to make sure that residents could gain access if they needed to. We've then stripped all of their homes.
These volunteers were friends to this community for a reason, for a season, and for some of them forever. And none of that would have happened without Sadie and Stuart.
If they were uninsured, we've put dehumidifiers in so they could dry their home out. For those that are uninsured, we did our best to actually get their home redone. When will you ever do enough in a situation like this? There's so much to do.